Hey guys, this is Asker from Breakthrough Trading. Today we're introducing the Neo Agent 3.19, and we have some really exciting news in this release, and I also have a good offer for you at the end of this video, so just keep an eye out. Now, just about 1 year ago, we released the Neural Mode, and it was a pretty big step because it was the first time we released an update to the X mode algorithm in many years, and it was a pretty big success. But everyone had to trade manually. They had to do everything by themselves manually. Now, 1 year later, here today, 17 June, we have Neo Agent 3.19, a fully automated trading bot. You don't have to click anything. It does everything by itself. It runs across 50 markets at the same time. It's running our own private mean reversion market making strategy that finds all these tiny gaps in the markets where we can find inefficiencies, where we can find opportunity for us to make money, and it exploits them, it uses them. And yeah, if you stick around, I'll tell you about the rest. But overall, it's really good. It's a stable baseline profile. Now it works across all the markets. On the good days, it generates about 1% profit a day, sometimes 1.5, but in general, we're aiming, a good day is 1%. So that's really where we're at. And yeah, I have a lot to tell you, so stick around. So let's first of all kick it off and make sure that it is running. Neo Agent 3.19.3. And just to confirm for you guys, it is out today and you can download it today, can use it from today. And it's quite a milestone because it really shows how far we have come. As you can see, it's already engaged and has already posted orders here on EURUSD and several other markets at the same time. And one of the big updates we're bringing here in 3.19 is that you can now add additional accounts to your Navigator profile, so you can manage multiple trading accounts at the same time with a single Neo subscription. If you have the God plan, it allows you to manage up to 3 separate accounts at the same time. So I hope that works out for everyone and allows you to spread your risk a little bit more efficiently. There's a lot of people who requested this, who wanted to be able to control multiple trading accounts from a single point and run Neo Agent across all the accounts at the same time, either to spread risk or to just trade multiple accounts without having it all in one. It's actually a really good idea, and that's why we have implemented it. So you can go ahead and access that with the God plan today. Now, what really matters here in 3.19 is the new strategy that we're using, because it's kind of a mix of the old and the new that we have. What we learned in the previous version is that the hedging options that sounded like a really good idea in theory, and it also worked in practice in most cases, it just didn't hold up in the long run. The problem with hedging was that people just ran out of margin to complete the hedging loops, and it's a nice idea, but it just doesn't work in practice. So we had to go back and look at what worked, and that really brought us back to the very beginning of the Neural Mode, which was trading these deviations, these bands, and being really selective about when to choose to trade them and when to stop trading them. And that's really what we spent the whole year on, and we've concluded and come to a really nice point with the strategy where it's almost like a high frequency trading strategy that trades really fast in and out, and at the same time it doesn't really qualify as a high frequency trading strategy, but it works and it's stable and the risk is limited. So at all times, at the whole time, whenever we're trading, we always have our stop loss up here at the 4 hour, beyond the 4 hour stop out. So that will take quite some volatility to get it, but it does happen sometimes, and that's like the black swan event that makes sure that the whole account doesn't blow. So that means all the risk at all times that you are enduring or taking on with these positions will never be higher than the risk amount that you have set in Navigator that correlates to the stop. It might increase a little bit once you take on the positions, but overall it's not gonna run crazy at all. If you put it at 12% of your 30% limit, then that's all it's gonna take. Now, there's a lot of settings available inside the Neo agent. Okay, and that's really just because we wanted everyone to have full access to all the options and they could, you know, do anything they want. But it also comes with these free trading modes, the classic, hedging, and scalper mode. So the classic, and this is actually a new classic mode that we're running now, is as close as it really gets to the original Neo trading strategy that we had out that worked so well for people in manual practices. Now, the hedging is the same mode that you'll know from for the second generation, the 2.0 versions, and the scalper is somewhere in between that you can try and work your way with. But if you don't really know what to, how to change this option and what to change, then just use the classic version. So, it already comes preloaded with all the configurations, so you don't need to change anything, you don't need to do anything. You just need to use classic and that's it. You can change this commission per lot depending on if your broker takes a commission for trading or not. In general, I recommend the standard account where you don't pay any commission, so you can set this to 0. That's the best way to maximize profit, no matter how big your account is, in my opinion. But you can play around it as you wish. So one of the changes to the strategy that we have made that really works well is that the stronger the strength is in the market overall, the more we distribute the risk forward to the shorter time frames. So that means if we have a really strong trend in a specific market, we will take risk from the 4-hour position and put it towards the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour position instead, and try to get a little bit more profit out of these really good situations where we can really rely on the strength of the trend to continue in the same direction, when all is good. And then as the trend starts to get weaker, we move that risk backwards, and eventually we remove the risk completely from that market. And that's really how it works here. So we increase the risk, we move it forward at the right time to utilize it more, instead of it just being on the 4-hour and 1 hour not being used. We push it forward, and then when the market starts to deviate from its original trend too much, we push that risk backwards and we distribute it back to the higher time frames. And eventually, when the market is not worth trading at all, we take risk completely off the table. And the same way it works if we are caught in any positions. If we're caught in any positions, as long as the trend is intact, as long as it shows this is going to recover, the stop loss will keep updating beyond the 4-hour like this. And that's why the risk might increase a little bit, not too much. Is to make sure that we have this flexibility that allows the market to breathe and do its dynamic actions, doing its volatile moves, where it might kick, it could kick us out in the future if we weren't updating the stop loss. So now we make sure this keeps being updated until the very point of it no longer being worth it of keeping risk in the market, and then it stops updating, and that's that. Now, another thing we have done in 3.19 is whenever we are trading these, really, it doesn't really matter if it's short time frame or long time frames. Whenever we are trading these, right now I don't have anything to show you, but whenever we get an entry on either of these positions and it starts to move towards the TP, now the TP on each time frame is determined by how much, action is going on in the market. So we're reading and we are watching and we're using some algorithms to determine where should we target the TP based on the entry point. So it's a dynamic calculation that allows us to take in, volume, volatility, risk, trend, everything that's going on in the market, to really determine on how far should we put our TPs for these initial actions. So sometimes some of the action you're going to get is going to be very short, very small entries and exits, and very, small amount of profits. And other times you're going to have large amount of profits on the position, depending on how much we can pull out of the market. And that's the same option that you see here. It says TP distance percentage to neutral level, and it's set to auto. So this is again an option for you to play around with, but if you use auto, you're just using our built-in algorithm. So that's what we recommend. So while we have tried to make everything as easy as possible, we're now giving you the options to choose for yourself how you want to set up your Neo agent and if you want to play around with the settings or not. So now the option is there, and then you can choose for yourself if you want to use that opportunity. So yeah, I touched on the dynamic neutral target that we're using now, but another thing we have is once we get these entries filled and it starts going towards the take profit, we also have algorithms in place to determine when to lock in the profit. So sometimes you will have these entries that, oh, here we got an entry on Euro USD, so we could have a look at that. Okay, here we go. So this is obviously a short position Euro USD, and as it comes in, you can see we have determined the target to be here. Not exactly, we're on the 1 minute time frame, right? And this is the 1 minute position that's been filled. We can see that here in the comments. You can see this is a 1 minute position. You can see that the TP has not been set to the neutral point exactly. It's being determined by our algorithm where it should be put. So right now this is very short, and that's obviously because of the current situation in Euro USD. You can see that the trend is around minus 46% in a downtrend. So, you know, based on that and a bunch of other different data points, we choose to set the target of the neutral point here. But the point is that once we get into this trade, we have these profit lock-ins that basically allow us to lock in profits as the entry gets made and it gets towards its TP. If it doesn't quite make it, then it will kick in and it will lock in the profit. But only when it makes sense according to, you know, commissions and whatever that needs to be taken into consideration. So yeah, that's pretty much it. What I can tell you is on the back end and you know, in the core calculation of our algorithms and the bands and everything that's going on, we've done a complete revision and a complete recode of basically everything we could think of as a weak point in the strategy before, and it now allows us to detect these, what can you say, it allows us to detect these buyers and sellers as they turn on and off very effectively as it happens in the market, and allows us to stop trading the market in proper time before you know, we get caught in these positions where the market has already weakened too much and we're just sitting, you know, in losses. So we can now much better detect when the buyers stop buying and the sellers stop selling, and we can get out of those markets before we get caught with inventory that we don't really want to carry. So everything has really been reviewed. Everything is in a really good state now, and we have actually been testing this 3.19 version in private for a month now, and we're really happy with the results. It looks like our Euro USD just completed and just made a lot of money. You can see we paid some commission here. Now this is just a demo account, of course, but yeah, I highly suggest people to use the standard account where you don't pay commission if that's available to you. Otherwise, if you have to use the raw spread, that's fine. You just gotta pay the commission, and you can put it into the bot on the commission field per lot how much you're paying, and it will take care of it and make sure that you're not losing money on commission. Another feature that we have is the forced start. So if you have a market like New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, and you would like to trade this, or you don't understand why it's not trading, why the Neo agent hasn't begun trading it yet, then you can click this force start button here and it will begin automatically trading it. And there you go. So now it's now posting on New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. So now you have overridden the strategy that Neo agent is running, and now you've force started it to trade New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen instead. And of course, this is something you can choose to do, but automatically Neo agent will choose and pick from all these markets. So if you want to stop, you just click stop, and then it will automatically take it off again. It just takes a minute. And just like that, the orders are gone. So you can choose yourself, choose and pick which markets that you want to trade, and then you can just initiate the Neo agent on the specific market that you want to trade, or you can just let it handle it and do it yourself and let it choose and pick itself. It's completely up to you. But if you don't really know what you're doing or what it should be trading or whatever, then I would just leave it as it comes. And that's really it. Another point I want to touch on is chat. So we are introducing a chat. It's going to be available. Oh, it looks like the Nasdaq position also turned out in profit. So these are just tiny trades that we perform, but it just does this all day and it just stacks up and makes a ton of money. Okay, now on to the break-free trading community. So as you know that the chats in Telegram has been shut down for some months now, and it will continue to be that way. However, we have introduced a chat inside of Navigator that you can soon access. And I hope to see the whole community join us and move into here and continue everything we had on our own platform. The reason we had to shut down the chats was because we were infiltrated by all kind of demons and competitors and I don't know what that was spreading rumors, creating false results, trying to acquire customers for their own business, and like we were targeted in all kind of ways. And we've been working on this for a long time, but I didn't realize how bad it was. So we have finally decided that we're going to continue the breakthrough trading community, but it will be from our own platform. It will be inside Navigator, where we can control and verify people are who they say they are, and we can much better see what's going on and make sure that our users are not being targeted for scams and all kind of stuff. So yeah, I want to say I apologize for absolutely nothing for these past months. I do realize that it's been quite an awakening, and I will say that. I didn't see the full picture, and suddenly I saw everything, and it was quite a lot to take in. And yeah, I absolutely meant everything I said, and it's absolutely true everything that I said. So yeah, I am gonna focus on what makes me happy, which is working on breakthrough trading and helping people find freedom. Finally, I want to say that we have an offer right now going on for the next 8 days, 7 or 8 days, depending on when you see this, which is 2 offers. It's a God offer and an Ascension offer. And depending on what works for you, if you want to trade up to 50 markets simultaneously, then you need the God offer. And if you want to trade up to 4 markets simultaneously, then you need the Ascension offer. The God offer also comes with free trading accounts that you can connect and trade at the same time. And both of these offers comes with early access to the community chat on Navigator. So if you want to get in a little bit early and you want to see what it's all about, this is your chance, this is your opportunity. It's 50% off. It's actually a little bit more. It's 60% off on the God offer and 50% off on the Ascension offer. So it's a good summer deal, and you get a chance to pull away from the market. You get a chance to spend time with your family and stop trading manually. I'll tell you that. It has changed my life not having to click buttons on a casino anymore. Like being able to live life and see what's going on, it's amazing. It's much better. But you will never be able to see this kind of stuff, what's really going on, so on, if you're distracted by all this trading and all these positions in your head. Like you'll never find peace, right? So this is the way. If you wanna have a great summer, you wanna step away, and you want great tech to take care of your account meanwhile, by all means, take advantage of this great offer while it lasts. There's only 117 deals in total, and yeah. I hope you guys have a great summer, and I hope I'll see you in the Navigator chat shortly.